I want to talk about the hidden messages in these movies and these shows and these songs that we listen to and watch on a daily basis because I want you to know that everything is spiritual. Everything is spiritual. Everything is spiritual, y'all. Hello, my name is Keldrika. I'm a spiritual psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner, and also I'm an intuitive guide. So we're going to talk about and we're going to decode all the hidden messages that you see in your movies, your shows, your TV screen, your music, everything, y'all, because I want you to know that you are everything and everything is you. So whatever you're consuming in your real life, I want you to take the chance and take the time to really figure out, what am I watching? What information is this thing sending me? What am I receiving from this encounter? What is it? Because you're always receiving or exchanging something, right? It's always an exchange of energy. You're paying attention to it. Energy is a currency. And so when they say pay attention, your attention is currency. That is your energy. So you're going to pay attention to this thing that you're watching. So if you're watching a movie, you're watching a show, you're listening to music, you need to pay attention, exchange that energy for your attention for this entertainment right here. So because you're being entertained, I want to entertain you and decode these messages that's within the entertainment. I had so many notifications under my post on TikTok saying, can you please talk about the movie Frozen? Can you please talk about the movie Frozen? Can you please talk about the movie Frozen? And I'm going to be honest, I watched Frozen when it came out initially, but I have not watched Frozen in so long, so I didn't want to get on the screen or get on the mic and start talking about Frozen because I forgot what happened in the movie. So I went back last night and I rewatched Frozen, and y'all, thank you. Thank you for telling me to watch the movie Frozen because I picked up so many hidden gems in this movie and I said, I gotta share it. I got to share it with you. I got to share the gems that I found in this movie Frozen. Hence why I'm wearing all green today, y'all. Green from a Nigerian designer. It's gonna tie into the message today. So the movie Frozen, if you have not watched the movie Frozen, it's a Disney movie. I want you to go back and rewatch that movie. But this time when you watch the movie, I want you to watch it from a spiritual lens because that's the lens that I watched this movie through. And that's what I'm teaching you today. Just to give you a quick synopsis of this movie, if you have not watched it, Frozen is about an ice princess named Elsa who freezes her entire kingdom, and she freezes the heart of her sister, and they're searching for ways to unfreeze the kingdom and ways to unfreeze Anna's heart throughout the film. I want to break down the characters first before we even get started with the message because Anna, her name is very symbolic. Understand that nothing is a coincidence. Anna's name is very symbolic. Anna's name means Anahata. When we think about Anahata is a Sanskrit word for heart chakra, your heart chakra. And green is the color of your heart chakra, which is why I'm wearing green today, which is why Anna in the movie Frozen also wore green. Her princess dress, her gown, it was green because she was representation of the heart chakra, Anahata, aka Anna. So that was one hidden gem that I picked up. So let me just break down Anahata. Anahata translates to unstruck or unhurt. So throughout this film, it's a constant reminder to unhurt your heart space, your heart chakra. And when I say heart chakra, what I mean is your energy center. Your heart chakra is your fourth energy center in your chakra system. So throughout this film, they're constantly reminding you to open your heart, unstuck your heart, unhurt your heart throughout this entire film because that's where energy and love flows through your heart. So Anna was a true representation of the heart space. So I got my girl Anna on today. I got my all green on today that represents your heart chakra. In the beginning of this film, Frozen, we see how Anna continues to try to play with her sister Elsa. Now her sister Elsa is the ice princess, so she has these magical powers and these magical gifts that she used on the side playing with her sister. So her and Anna went to this room to go build a snowman. They were having a good time, chilling, laughing, having fun, being sisters, doing the thing. And because Elsa, the ice princess, she didn't really know how to manage her emotions. Anytime she was afraid or anytime she was triggered, then she would use her powers, but it would be misdirected use of her powers. So whenever her and Anna was building a snowman, she got scared and she mistakenly struck Anna in the head with her ice powers. And immediately she called for help. She called the king and queen to help her, and the king and queen took Elsa and Anna to the trolls. Here is the message in the movie from the trolls, because the trolls, to me, in my opinion, the trolls were the wise men. The trolls were the wise women, the wise men in the kingdom, and so you go to them for help. You go to them if you need healing. You go to them because they have the secrets of the universe, right? Because they look like rocks, but when they roll out, they transform into trolls. So it's like, okay, they're going to nature for help, as always. Always depend on nature for help. Before the trolls even agreed to help the parents, they asked this question. They said, hey, was she born with a gift, or did she develop these gifts? Because what's going on right now? And the parents let the trolls know, oh, she was born with the gift. And that stood out to me because it lets me know that for us, some of us are born with these spiritual gifts and we keep these spiritual gifts, but some of us have to develop these gifts or these spiritual gifts throughout our life. And so it lets me know that, okay, everyone can possess this thing called gifts, called powers. We all possess this thing. It's just, how did you get them? Did you develop them, or were you born with that? And it just lets me know, even today, if you see these people, you see people who are psychic mediums, you see people who are healers, you see people who are grid workers, and you think that, oh, well, I wasn't blessed with a gift, or I don't have powers, but these people have these powers and these gifts naturally, but you don't understand that you can also work to develop your gift. That's what the troll said. You developed them, or you were born with them. So if you weren't born with them, learn how to develop your gifts. And you develop these gifts by opening up your heart chakra, y'all. That was the first thing that stood out to me when the troll said that. Now, the second thing that stood out to me was that Elsa struck Anna in the head. And so whenever they went to the trolls for help, the trolls said, you know what, it's a good thing it wasn't her heart. It's a good thing it's her mind, her head, and not her heart, because we can easily change her mind. We can easily fix the mind. The mind is easy to fix, but her heart, that's a completely different story. That's a completely different story. When I sat back and I really just sat with that message, I said, wait a minute. So that's the same thing as today. Like, it's easy to manipulate and trick your mind. It's easy to train your mind to believe a belief system. It's easy to reprogram your mind to believe these things. And what they wanted to reprogram from Anna was that magic didn't exist. They wanted to wipe away her memory of the existence of magic. They didn't want her to remember that her sister Elsa had magical powers. They didn't want her to remember the gifts. They didn't want her to remember anything that happened about this encounter, because they wanted to just wipe it away, because it's easy to manipulate your mind, but not the heart. And so I said, wait a minute, because these things happen all the time with us too. Because when we come to this earth, we come with these gifts, we come with these powers, we come with this knowing. But as we begin to age, after age 7 or age 8, society finds a way of reprogramming us to believe these systems and to believe in these ideologies that we aren't powerful. We don't have these gifts. We don't have these spiritual gifts that we naturally possess. And I said, this is the same thing that happens with society and these systems that they put in place. They want us to forget about the magic. They want us to forget about the powers. They want us to forget about the gifts. And that's exactly what the trolls did to Anna. They made her forget about it. It didn't happen. Your memory is gone. You don't even remember that you're powerful. You don't even remember that you have a gift. You don't even remember that your sister had this magical gift either, because we want you to just act like nothing ever happened. And that's what happens in real life too, y'all. We have to remember that all of us have this gift. All of us are powerful, but when we live this life, we have these set of values, these set of beliefs that parents impose on us, that entertainment impose on us, that society impose on us. We have these things that tend to make us forget about who we are naturally. We are these humans with these spiritual, natural gifts. So the purpose is to make us forget, like Men in Black. I'm going to push a button and make your mind forget, but that heart, it will never forget. So the whole purpose of this movie throughout this journey with Anna and Elsa was so that they can remember and not be afraid of these gifts and learn how to open your heart to receive love. Before the trolls sent Anna and Elsa and the family back to the kingdom, they warned them. They said, hey, Elsa, her gifts are just going to get more powerful over time. And the thing you need to avoid is fear, because fear is going to harm her and it's going to harm the kingdom. Fear, y'all. Fear. We talk about fear all the time. We think that fear is just this normal emotion, but fear is a very harmful emotion. If you stay in fear for an extended period of time, it can harm you and it can harm everyone around you. Fear is just an emotion. Emotions are just energy in motion. But just so happened, fear is one of those low vibrational emotions. This is why I love the map of consciousness, and I always teach from this map because Dr. David Hawkins is a famous psychiatrist and spiritualist. And in the map of consciousness, he was able to list out all of the emotions and all of the frequencies that were associated with these emotions. Now, fear is the emotion that's very, very, very low on the map of consciousness. And if you're vibrating at the frequency of fear, you are completely disorganized, baby. That's chaotic. That's chaotic energy. And it's very, very difficult to create when you're in fear. Even if you do possess these spiritual powers, even if you do possess these natural gifts, if your emotions are stuck in fear, then that's what you'll naturally create. You'll create from that standpoint because that's what you're giving out to the universe and you're receiving from the universe. It's all energy, it's all frequency, and it's all information. So that's the information that she had was fear. That's all she knew was fear, fear, fear. And her parents didn't make it any better because as soon as they went back to the kingdom, they locked her up in the chamber. So the very thing that they warned her about, which was fear, was the very thing that they imposed on her whenever they went back to the castle. They said, you know what? We are afraid of you. We are afraid of your powers. We don't know what you're capable of. So we're going to just lock you up in this chamber and you cannot come out. You can't see the light of day. You can't play with Anna. You can't build a snowman. You can't even use your powers because we are afraid. So they taught her how to be afraid of her gift. They taught her how to be afraid of herself. And they taught her how to suppress her emotions, which is a recipe for disaster, y'all. It's a recipe for disaster. So again, when we, us humans, are stuck in fear, when we are suppressing our emotions, it is a recipe for disaster. And you'll hear her say, conceal, don't feel, conceal, don't feel, conceal, don't feel. Add that on to the recipe for disaster because you need to express your emotions. If you don't feel your emotions, if you continue to suppress them, then you are going to be blocked in your creative centers. You're going to be blocked in your chakra systems, baby. You're not going to be able to create with the intention that you desire. It's going to be very difficult. It's going to be very disorganized when you try to create. It's going to be spilling out everywhere, which is exactly what happened to Elsa. Eventually, Elsa had to come out of the chamber. She had to come out the chamber. She had to come out of the closet because she was stuck in isolation for so long in fear. Her parents passed away, so they said, you're up next, queen. You're the queen now. You're the ice queen, so come on out. She didn't want to come out. She was still stuck in fear because she didn't know how to regulate these gifts. She was afraid of them because she was taught to be afraid of her gifts. So once she got out into the regular world, they trigger her again, and because she couldn't control her emotions because she was taught to suppress her emotions, she did the same thing. She was triggered, and her magical powers, her gift, it was misdirected, and she showed that in front of the entire kingdom. So they thought that naturally, oh, she's a witch. She's a witch, get rid of her. Get rid of her. And she was like, oh, they told me this is going to happen, let me run away. What do they do now? If somebody is gifted, if somebody has spiritual gifts, they do the same thing. Right? Oh, she's a witch. She must go. Let her go. She must leave. She must leave. She's going to harm us. Let her go. And so she said, you know what? The cold never bothered me anyway. It bothered y'all. I'm out. Peace. Elsa said, peace. I'm gone. And you'll see that a lot today. I'm telling you, if you are someone who possesses spiritual gifts, natural gifts, sometimes you can feel like an outcast, just like Bruno and Encanto. Like, we don't talk about Bruno, and they didn't talk about Elsa either because they're afraid of her gifts, just like they're afraid of Bruno's gifts. So this is just showing you, y'all, do not be afraid of your gifts. Do not be afraid of yourself. Do not suppress your emotions because the more you suppress your emotions, the more chaotic things will become. Miss Anna, her sister, the representation of the heart chakra, you notice that her gift was being empathetic. She was loving. She kept trying. She kept chasing after Elsa. She kept saying, let's build a snowman year after year after year. Let's build a snowman. Let's do it. Let's do it, Elsa. Let's do it, Elsa. Let's build a snowman. Let's build a snowman. So she was the representation of the heart chakra, okay? She was the representation of the heart. She was loving. She was empathetic. She was kind. She was playful. She was innocent. She didn't know any better. And so after the coronation, Anna went to go find her sister because she's like, no, she's not going to hurt me. That's my sister. She's not going to hurt me. So she went to go find Elsa, but Elsa was completely different. And that's what happens to you. Whenever you realize who you are and you feel like, I've been dimming my light, I've been isolating this whole time in the chamber, I've been locked away, and I come out one day and I still piss y'all off, I'm walking on eggshells, I can't even be myself. It's time to leave. And sometimes you do have to leave your environment to figure out who you are. And that's exactly what Elsa had to go through too. And I feel like she had to go through this period of consecration so she can really figure out who she was. And remember when she went to the North Mountain, she started singing like, I'm free. Let it go. They told me to conceal, don't feel. They told me to be the good girl. They told me not to do this, not to do that, be in fear. I don't care. The cold never bothered me anyway. And that's when she began to take her power back because she was like, I'm tired of y'all telling me to be afraid of myself. I'm tired of y'all triggering me. I'm tired of y'all doing all these things. So I don't care. The cold never bothered me anyway. And she went up to the mountain and she said, I could just spend the rest of my lifetime with me and me because I'm okay with it. And she went into isolation. Throughout her isolation, she completely transformed. And that's what has to happen sometimes when you decide to step into your identity. When you decide to finally unmask, you have to realize that, you know what, I am who I am and I don't care who says anything about it. She built this mansion. She said, rip me out the couch so I've been acting brand new. And she got a brand new attitude. She got a brand new outfit, brand new hair, brand new attitude, brand new confidence, brand new house. She was in an ice mansion now. Rip me out of the castle. I'm brand new. When Anna went to go follow her to her castle, Anna was like, whoa, Elsa, you look different, but a good different. You look different. And that difference was she was finally able to be herself. Before she was pretending, before she was dimming her light, she was afraid, but now she was like, it's nothing to fear up here. It's just me and my gifts. It's nothing to fear. So you better get away because if you don't get away, I'm going to hurt you. Because she still didn't know how to regulate her emotions. And so it goes to show you, if you're watching this right now, you feel like you can relate to Elsa's story. You feel like you can relate to being an outcast and having these spiritual gifts. And you feel like nobody understands. And you're trying to dim your light so everybody can like you. Don't dim your light, baby. When you dim your light, you're just hurting yourself. You're just hurting yourself. You're just hurting yourself. You're going to diminish yourself by dimming your light. And that's exactly what happened with Elsa. She diminished her light completely. And because she couldn't control her emotions, it was scattered creative energy and she froze the entire kingdom without even realizing it. She didn't know what she was doing because as within, so without. Because she created so much chaos internally, because she suppressed her emotions internally, it then began to replicate outside of her body because she was that powerful. So the way that she felt, frozen, cold, heartless, the feelings that she felt inside, it now projected outside of her and it froze the entire kingdom. So Anna had to go get some help. She said, wait, you got to bring this light back. You got to come back light because you are the light. You are powerful. Come bring this light back because we need summer. You are the light. Don't dim your light. People need to see your light. The more you dim your light, the more you hurt yourself, the more you hurt everybody else. You need to show them your light. Don't be afraid. Don't dim your light. Because the moment you dim your light, look at what happened. The entire kingdom froze. Now nobody can grow because they can't see you operating your light. And the purpose of your light is just not to have these magical powers and do these things for yourself. It's so that when you embody your gift, when you embody your light, now the people watching you feel like, you know what? She's doing a good job of being herself. She's comfortable being herself. She's authentic. She's showing her light. She's not dimming her light. Okay, me too. Okay, me too. Now you're Mrs. Me Too because everybody else is doing the same thing because you're not afraid. But if you are afraid, and you walk throughout life afraid and you're dimming your light, everybody, it's going to show on the outside too. And it showed for Elsa, okay? At this moment, when Anna tried to go save Elsa from the kingdom, what happened again? She struck her again with her hand, and this time it was her heart. So remember, Anna means Anahata. Anahata is translated to unstruck. So in this very moment, she struck her heart. So the whole purpose of this movie is to learn how to unstruck your heart, how to open your heart chakra all over again. Christoph, because he was there to see it happen the first time, he said, I know where to take you. You need some help because you're a frozen girl. He took Anna back to the trolls, but the trolls said, you know what? I've seen this before. If it was the head, I can fix the head and manipulate the mind, but it's her heart. We can't do anything about that heart because you protect your heart because everything flows from there, right? And you can't manipulate that. You can't reprogram that. We can't gaslight the heart. The heart has to have an act of true love to open up and to remember who you are. When they told Anna that it was going to take an act of true love to unthaw her heart, in her mind, she was thinking, okay, this love has to come from outside of me. This love has to come from Hans because I just met Hans and he loves me. So it's going to come from a kiss from him. And I feel like that was a really great message in the film, too, because it shows us that the love that we need is not a romantic love. It's not always from, let me go find this man. Let me go find my husband and maybe I'll feel better. Maybe I'll be healthy. Maybe that'll heal my heart. No, it's not that in every single case. What Anna had to do to show her act of true love was to show herself that through it all, she can love herself and she can also love and protect her sister. She had to show that to herself. And once she sacrificed herself for her sister and put her hand up because she knew that Hans was going to her sister, she said, no, stop. Do. Then all of a sudden she saved her sister. When she saved her sister, she began to unthaw and her heart began to open up. And that's when it connected for Elsa. And Elsa said, wait a minute. Wait a minute, wait a minute now. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute now. This whole time I've been taught to fear my gifts. This whole time I've been taught to suppress my emotions. This whole time y'all been teaching me to stay stuck. And all it took was love. Everything was love the whole time. Everything was love the whole time. So once she connected the dots that it was love instead of fear, that's when everything began to unthaw. That's when the kingdom began to unthaw. That's when her heart began to unthaw and open up. That's when Anna's heart began to unthaw and open up. So the whole time, they're showing you how to open your heart to love. To love, not fear. Don't fear your gifts. Love your gifts. Love yourself. Love others as you love yourself. And so the whole journey of this was to learn how to love, to learn not to fear, to learn to always stay near and protect your heart. Anna was just showing us about the heart chakra, Anahata, unstruck. And in the end, guess what? She unstruck her heart. So she accomplished what she was supposed to do to open up her heart. She unstruck it. So I hope that if you're watching this right now, you're learning how to unstruck your heart. You're learning how to be more like Anna, more loving, more kind, more gentle, more open. And then you'll discover that the whole time, the answer was always inside of you. It was nothing or no one outside of you that can save you. Not a romantic partner, not Hans, not Kristoff. No one could save her. She had to save herself the whole time. So remember that it's very easy to manipulate and trick your mind to feel like you don't possess these gifts. You're not powerful. You're not smart. You're not wise. You're not all these things. But the more you go seek knowledge, the more you go seek wisdom, the more you seek yourself, the more you'll see yourself. So continue to go seek yourself, to see yourself better, to know that everything that you need is inside of you and not outside of you, y'all. So I hope that decoding this message today, maybe something in this resonated with you. And this was fun. So I want to do this more often. Let me know if you like this video today and this style of content. And maybe I'll do some more. And if you want to work with me on a one-on-one basis, the link is in my bio. And I have a neurodivergent survival guide for all my people out there who are neurodivergent, who need a bit of help right now to support them and how they process the world. I work with a lot of people who are gifted spiritually, who are highly sensitive people who are very discerning, have these pattern recognition skills, and it can be very tough at times. So if you need help working through those blocks, let me know, and I'm here to unstruck you, Anahata. Thank you for watching, y'all. Take care.